I need to cover a few important things. In The Equalizer, Denzel Washington's action hero man goes to the same diner every evening to look smart by reading and to talk to a lovely Russian hooker. As do we all.
The old man's gotta be the old man.
He tells her, besides his mandatory sad backstory, that he's been going through this list of, quote, 100 books everybody should read.
Wow, 100 books.
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz is great here. As an obsessed classical literature reader and listophile myself, I require the full, complete list of these 100 books so I can properly move on with my life. Let's find it. Here's what he's got. In this film he reads The Old Man and the Sea, Don Quixote, and Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man. The only list I know that contains these 3 books, plus In Search of Lost Time mentioned in the second film, is the Norwegian Book Club's 100 Greatest Books of World Literature. If you're looking for a bona fide great list, this is it. But that would mean that this character read some true heavyweights of literature.
How many have you read, Robert?
91.
He's on number 91, so he must have read at least most of the following: the medieval Persian poetry of Rumi and Sadi, the complete poems of Paul Celan and Giacomo Leopardi, The Sound of the Mountain, The Tale of Genji, Season of Migration to the North, the complete essays of Montaigne, The Devil to Pay in the Backlands, and 4 Dostoevskys. Not exactly light, sipping coffee and chatting reading here. He read the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Did he find a complete translation of the Mahabharata? Where? May I have one? Those little hardbacks of his would never cut it. And how long does he take per book? His hooker buddy asks about how's The Old Man and the Sea going.
You catch that fish yet?
Meaning he was already reading it the last time they met.
Just hooked it.
Look how little progress he's made. That book will take you 2 hours to finish. It's a one-sitting brisk novella, and it seems to take him 2 to 3 days. Then the next day he already started Don Quixote. It took him 91 books to get to the most famous and celebrated novel of all time. Did he willingly start on the most obscure and plowed his way to the well-known one so as not to alienate the audience?
Oh, it's about a guy who thinks he's a knight in shining armor. The only thing is he lives in a world where knights don't exist anymore.
So when she asked, he could give a description that would both tie to the theme of the movie and everyone would recognize, instead of saying, oh, it's about a pimp trying to get a straight job in the Weimar Republic. Oh, it's about a man who has no qualities. If it took him days to read The Old Man and the Sea, how long is he in for with the 1000-page windmill that is Don Quixote? Well, whichever period can fit in the runtime, cause in between equalizing Russian gangsters with fast cuts and that deadliest of weapons, the nail gun, he seems to finish the book and by the end he's already moved on to Invisible Man. You would think the man who reads Native Son and Between the World and Me on his free time would have felt interested in the one listed book about the African American experience sooner. Oh well. In the next film, he finishes Hermann Hesse's Siddhartha.
One time I read all of Siddhartha at a traffic stop.
And it's not on that list. So I'm just getting carried away with something that's not even a certainty. In any case, he's now at 99. He requests his go-to bookstore to order the final book, which they don't have. What could be so obscure? It's just another one of the most famous books of all time. Proust's In Search of Lost Time, goddammit! If I went to a bookstore that didn't have In Search of Lost Time, I'd call the police. In a good country, they'd close it down. You will not find a serious list of best books that doesn't have In Search of Lost Time in the top 10. And yet here's the bookstore owner reciting the title like it's some type of niche rarity.
100 books everyone should read.
Guilty as charged.
In Search of Lost Time. Came in yesterday.
This scene, I want to punch it. That's like if in a rental store someone said, The Godfather came in yesterday. Or your eye doctor saying, eye drops came in yesterday. That's probably the most anyone has ever thought about The Equalizer, makers included. By the way, I saved the clips about The Old Man and the Sea as the title's acronym, and it spells TOMATS, which amused me. Have you seen Dead Again, the supernatural mystery thriller from 91? It's terrific and I'm gonna spoil it. If you haven't, skip to this part.
Fuck you, I'm on a break.
Emma Thompson thinks Kenneth Branagh will kill her as revenge for a past life, sex switch, scissor, murder, crime, and this film is so fun.
These are for you!
Brenna is actually there to tell her that the real killer is their friend Derek Jacobi, but she's too terrified to hear. Those 90s thrillers had some really cool dark atmosphere. How did we lose it? And now Scissor Killer Derek arrives to kill the couple. I must emphasize, Emma Thompson does not yet know that Derek Jacobi is the housekeeper's son, named Frankie, and he's the real killer from the Past Lives plot. She doesn't know any of that.
I shot him.
Thank you. Less work for Frankie.
He says that line, and what does she do? She tries to kill him, just like that? Okay, what he said was indeed creepy, but it was mostly cryptic.
Less work for Frankie.
The first port of call is murder. You expect me to believe she understood the words "thank you, less work for Frankie" as meaning I have been lying about my identity and I am in fact Frankie, the son of Roman and Margaret Strauss' housekeeper Inga. I am also the actual murderer of Margaret Strauss and I have come here to kill both you and Mike Church. You expect me to believe she is that much of a subtext black belt? There has got to be a couple lines missing that would make shooting the most sensible response. Let me check Scott Frank's screenplay. No. That's what's on the page. God damn, the lady is not fucking around. You sound 1 inch suspicious and she's gonna shoot you fools in the face.
Antiques.
Now another film. There's this 1954 film called Désirée. IMDb will have you believe it's about the rise and fall of Napoleon. But it's about his ex-girlfriend turned employee's wife. Yes, it's the least interesting way to make a film about Napoleon. Still better than that. And I've always wanted to make fun of how Academy Award-winning screenwriter Daniel Taradesh compresses time in this film. You see, Désirée was Napoleon's sweetheart, yes, played by Marlon Brando with a pointy nose. Then she married Marshal Bernadotte, my opinion of whom I shall abstain from relaying in case I'm ever invited to meet the Swedish royal family. The original novel pretends to be her personal diary, and that aspect is kept in the film. Her writing is used to gloss over stretches of time, one could say. I would say to gloss over everything that's interesting.
He will march against Napoleon, not with him. Napoleon is defeated, and Jean has led one of the armies which fought him. The Allied troops are about to enter Paris.
Peak cinema right there, guys.
He has escaped from Elba. There will be more war.
I wish.
There has been a battle at Waterloo.
You know, Waterloo, the world-renowned small Belgian town I write about all the time in my diary. There's been a battle at Waterloo. Who would write like that, my god? Still better writing than David Scarpa. Unironically. But my favorite use of the diary is in this masterwork of character voice. I've had a baby! Exclamation mark! Yep, that's exactly what a human woman would write. Here's it in the book in case you're wondering. But I can't get over I've had a baby! Exclamation mark. Like it's a surprise. A baby! Capitalized. Not the baby, not my baby, not my son. It's not like I've been gestating for 9 months. A baby, like Moses in a basket. What did she even write down yesterday and the day before? Weren't her mood swings, her bloated body, her health risks, her best wishes for the future or anything worthy of note? Nothing that led that baby to feel more particular over time? Was she hiding her pregnancy from her diary to give future historians a plot twist? Ryan Stiles shows better understanding of character psychology when doing improv.
Oh, I'm getting so a little uncomfortable, but I'm not. I felt a kick. Oh, it's so beautiful. What is happening to me? You did this to me! Oh!
Yeah, this film looks pretty, but the writing could be better.
Heavens, he's crowned himself.
Oh, so that's what happened. Thank you, primordially necessary dialogue. And this.
Your deployment against me at Leipzig was brilliant. Tactics for genius.
That is true.
What deployment? Bernadotte's slow arrival that according to David Chandler helped Napoleon to escape Leipzig. Daniel Taradash had a deadline and no shits to give.
That is true. I learned them from you.
That's all I had to say. It wasn't random in the slightest. Okay, it was just a few extended comments, not a one of which was worth its own video, so I bundled them up into one divertimento. Tell me if you enjoyed this looser type of video, cause I could do this all day.
Well, I hope you start another list.
Me too, how much?
Thank you for watching. Now, why doesn't Audrey just blow these fucking matches in Charade?
No, that's
Now don't make too much
Audrey,
noise, Miss Lamb.
it's just a match. Just
You ain't gonna be
blow it.
worked up.
Just puff. Audrey, just blow the fucking matches, woman!